Hello, thank you, Eric. Hello, everybody. Very nice to be here with you tonight. First, I would like to apologize for my pronounced French accent, but I'm sure you will understand me. I will speak slowly for current translations, and if there is something you don't understand, please tell me. I will effectively share my screen so I can explain you what's international portage, and then after the presentation I will answer all of your questions if there is. I think there will be some questions, of course. So let me just share my screen. Here we go. Can you confirm me you see my screen, please?
Oui, c'est OK, Stéphie, parfait.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so first, Eric introduced me. I will just add that I am one of the associates of the company, and I am effectively the one who helps you to create your account, to activate and to use our service. Okay, so what's international portage? So in fact, this is a statute which allows you to declare your income in your residence, whatever the country. And you can, with this statute, declare your income without risk and without fees. So you don't have to pay to create your international portage account, and you don't take personal risk to create a company. I don't know how it is for each country, but for sure I know that in France, some of the statutes of the companies you can create, when you create it, you also take a personal risk. And if your company owns money to other companies, other partners, you can risk to lose your house, to lose everything you have personally. This cannot happen with international portage. So this is a safer statute, and also you don't have fixed fees, which also good when you develop an activity which can sometimes you can sometimes have huge revenue, and sometimes the revenue can go down. You can have an interruption of activity for a while. This is not a problem in international portage, as you can use the service only when you need it, and you paid it only when you need it. This is a service for anyone who delivers, who receive annuities. So what's an annuities? This is revenue you have when you rendered a service, one service at one time, and in exchange of this service you gave once, you receive earnings, money, several times in the time. So you do the action once, you bring a new client, you bring a new partner to your client, to your company, and in exchange of bringing this new partner, you receive a commission several times, maybe every month, each month. So this is what we call an annuities. This is not a revenue which comes from, there is no exchange between time and money in your activity. So your client, so how it works. In fact, in international Portage, there is 3 parties. The umbrella company, which is our company, the name is International Secure Pay. There is the users of the international umbrella company, which is you, and there is your client, and your client is MWR Life. Potentially, you could also have other clients. As long as the activity is international and the revenue are annuities, you can use the service for other revenue. So when you use the Portage, you don't have the Portage service, you don't have to issue invoice to your client, and you don't get the money of your client directly. Everything goes through the umbrella company. Okay, so of course you are independent. So your client is MWR, and you have defined how you work with MWR Life when you join the company. You have this relation with your client. We come in addition, but we don't change the relation you have and the rules that have been set previously between you and your client. The difference is that once you use our services, you don't get your money to your personal account directly. The money goes first through our company. So that means, I think with MWR Life, you are paid through some kind of e-wallet. And from this e-wallet, you can transfer the money to a bank account. Once you use our services, you don't use your personal bank details to get your money back. You use our bank details, the bank details of our company. So we receive your commission, your revenue for you. I'm just thinking now that there is the translation with other language. Is the debit okay? Is it good? Or should I go a little bit slowly?
Non, non, c'est parfait, Stéphie, c'est parfait,
Okay.
Vous faites très bien. On a juste un petit, we just get a little issue with the French and the English that are merged sometimes for some of you. So I'm going to tell it in French. Just give me 10 seconds. Pour les Français, si vous entendez l'anglais et que ça vous gêne pour entendre la traduction en français, n'hésitez pas, en cliquant sur la map monde interprétation, vous pouvez demander à couper, le menu c'est couper l'audio original, et à ce moment-là, si je suis sur le drapeau français, enfin sur le français, et que je coupe l'audio original, je n'entendrai plus la voix en anglais, mais je n'entendrai que la traduction. Voilà, alors ça, pour les autres, on ne peut pas faire on ne peut pas faire grand-chose si ça marche pour plusieurs et que ça ne marche pas pour certains. À partir du moment où ça marche pour plusieurs, c'est que le problème ne vient pas du système, je pense. Voilà, et désolé si on ne peut pas faire plus, on n'a pas le contrôle de ça de notre côté. Sorry for the interruption, guy. We had some issues for the French. Okay, Steffi, you're perfect. Your voice is perfect. Your sound is perfect. Your debit is perfect. So let's go on. Let's rock and roll.
Okay, let's go. So as I just said, we, the umbrella company, collects the annuities for you. And once we received your annuities, we deduct our fees, and we send you the rest, which is your money, by bank transfer. So before going to your bank account, it goes first to the bank account of our company and then to your bank account. And the bank transfer you received from our company is a campaign with a payment bulletin, and the payment bulletin can be used, is important, at least in France, but I also think in other countries. For example, for the banks, when you try to get a loan, regular payment from a same company with bulletin, with some bulletin, it's good. And also to get to rent a location, to rent an apartment, to rent an house. In French, the bulletins are almost are very, very important, and I think it's the same thing in Italy and other countries. So you have your payment bulletin, which justify the revenue you receive on your personnel bank account. And this bulletin helps you at the end of the year to declare your income at income tax. We will see an example of bulletin next in the presentation. So, what are the advantages? We already saw few of them. So first, no cost, no risk associated with the creation of and the management of a company. You don't have to create a company. You use our company, which already exists. You don't have fixed fees as accounting, insurance, tax fees, and this is all kind of tax you have to pay even if you don't have activity, even if you don't have earnings, revenue. You have to pay this fees each month. And even so, when you create a company, there is also a cost. Create a company costs money, a lot of money. And if you want to end a company, it's the same thing. It costs also money. So the international portage can work with all your international activities. We need to have international activities. How can we define the international? We define it by the fact that our company, the umbrella company, is in England. You are tax resident. Yes, you are tax resident in Italy, in France, in Spain, or other countries, and the company which pays you, MW Life, is in another country, which is USA. We need to have three different parties in 3 different countries. This is the case here. That's why it works. And as we say before, we also need revenue earnings coming from an annuities, and no, there is no exchange. You can't declare revenue coming from a work, coming from an exchange of time for money with our company. but as long as this is international and annuities, you can use ISP. In ISP for International Secure Pay, which is the name of our company. So we say we have a monthly payment slip, payment bulletin, which you can use. We say it with a bank or with owner. Which is also good is that you can choose your revenue in Portage. You can choose to, if receive each month what you earn, the integrality of what you earn, or you can also decide maybe because, for example, you want to make a loan and so to the bank, and so you want to show a stable classic financial situation, and so you decide to get a fixed payment each month, even if, of course, in your activity you don't get paid the same amount every month. That means we will receive a certain amount for you, and you can decide to take it out in once directly, or you can decide to take a part, and that can be used for another example. That can also be used for people which huge important earnings who don't need to have all the money each month. In that case, that can allows them to reduce tax income, because if you take your money among several years, you will pay less tax income than if you take the same money in 1 year. So with huge important revenue, that can also be a way to reduce tax income. So of course, each partner of the relation is secure in the fight against money laundering, as I know from MWR Life there is, of course, verification which are made, and we also made verification from our side. So we check your identity, the identity of our users, the address, things like that, pretty simple, but this is a KYC, know your customer. I think you know that for most of you. So we verify your identity, and also we verify the origin of the revenue we receive for you. So we are on something which is 100% legal and compliant with the regulation of each country, as long as we stay on international activity, annuities activity, and obviously as long as the revenue are declared in your country of residence, declared at tax income, revenue income. Income tax, sorry. So we say to who? To you first. So any person who carries out an international activity which generates annuities. And this is, so of course, this is for individuals. So that means this is you with your personal name, first name, which register to our company, and you don't need to have a company to register with us, of course. And there is no minimum, as there is no maximum amount required. So if you earn 200 euro every month and you want to use our service to declare this 200 euro, of course you can. And if you earn 10,000 euro each month or 20,000 or much more, there is no limit. We have users with more than 40,000 euro per month, so there is no limit, minimum or maximum limit to use services. Okay, so how much do we cost for you? Our management fees, first, they are degressive, so they goes down much over the year. When you pass, I'm sorry, when you pass a step that we will see just here, the management fees decrease. Okay, so for an annuity amount between 0 and 50,000 euro per year, so this is between January and December, the fees we apply are about 7%. That means when we receive a bank transfer for you, we deduct our 7% fees and we reverse the rest to you. We send back the rest to you. For an annuity amount between 50,000 and 100,000, the fees are 6%, which means the first part between 0 and 50,000, we are always at 7%. And it's only the tranche, the part up between 50 and 100 that the fees are about of 6%. And above 100,000 a year, January, December, the fees decrease to 5%. And there is a monthly flat rate, a monthly, we can say, un abonnement, je l'ai, a monthly flat rate of 19.90 euro, and we apply this only if we receive at least one bank transfer for you in the month, which means the months you don't use the service, you don't have this commission of 90 euro. So there is no fixed cost, zero. Okay, so we just saw the fees of the umbrella company. What are the other fees? So first, if we take a look to the social charges, that won't be as there is no social charges in international Portage because of the nature of the revenue we accept in our company. There is no. This is not revenue coming from a work, or this is not revenue coming from an exchange of time or services against money. So the revenue are not subject to social charges, which also means that there is no cotization on this revenue for health insurance, unemployment allocation, if there is in your country, or retirement allocation, neither. as you don't pay social charges on this revenue, you don't get advantage of this. So this is very important in several countries. I know for France for sure, but this is a very an important and a good news for every people living in a country where the impact of social charges, what you paid for retirement, for health insurance, for unemployment, are high, are important. In France, we paid a lot for unemployment, for health insurance, and for retirement, because we are very well covered. And as we paid a lot, of course, when there is the possibility, if the revenue allows it, to pay less social charges, this is a very good news. But this is maybe not the case in every country. Maybe there is country where there is not that much social charges. In that case, maybe our solution interesting for you, as the gain in international Portage is really about the social charges. Okay, and so now the income tax. Income tax, it's you have to declare your income in your country once a year, or in some country now there is the monthly payment, but which won't apply here because this is worldwide revenue, not revenue from your country, so there is no deduction for income tax on the payment bulletin we gave you. So you declare your income once a time, once a year. For the we send you every year details, tutorials with information to make your declaration easily. We cannot do it for other countries as we don't know the regulation, the tax regulation in every country, sadly. And there is a specialty in France. In France, the specialty is that so little. This is just for French users. In France, as long as you live in France, you are covered for health insurance. This is like that. We know we are well covered for health insurance in France, and as long as you live in France, you are covered. Which means that in counterpart, everyone pays for this one way or another. And as when you declare your income to income tax, you did not pay any social charges before. There is what we call CSG. Alors, c'est pour les Français, donc du coup, this is French specialty, so I will just speak this sentence in French and I go back to English. Donc voilà, en France, au moment de l'impôt sur le revenu, on a du coup, parce qu'on n'a pas payé de charges sociales avant, on a ce forfait de CSG. CSG, c'est contribution sociale généralisée qui s'applique de 9,2% sur les revenus déclarés. Et donc, c'est en plus de l'impôt sur le revenu et c'est les seules charges sociales que vous allez payer et c'est en contrepartie du fait qu'en France, tout le monde est couvert. Okay, so this is CSG. I don't have the translation in English. That's why I just explain it in French. But you are not if you don't live in France, so don't worry. And sorry. Okay, so this is what looks like one of our payment bulletins. This looks like pretty much a classic, a regular pay slip. The only difference is that there is no much deduction on it, as you can see it. The only deduction are our fees, which appears on the pay slip bulletin, on the payment bulletin. It works the same way a classic pay slip, which means we can see here, I don't know if you can see my souris, but there is a box which is called total taxable pay. If you see it, if you don't see it, that's okay. But in this box, each month we will add your revenue on the year, and that means that in December or in November, if you did not use our service in December, anyway, the last payment bulletin you receive during the year, in this box total taxable pay, you will be able to see how much you get in payment and how much you have to declare to income tax. And of course, we also send you monthly a follow-up chart table with all the information, so what we received, how much, how many we receive for you during the month, how much we cost, how much we gave you back and on the pay slip, and if there is something still available because you don't took all your money in once, well, there is also this box with your available money which appear, and you have your payment bulletin and your follow-up charts by email every month you use the service. So you can follow easily over the year. I don't know, there is there is nothing else specific on the bulletin payments. Okay, so as we say, of course, the revenue are declared to tax income, tax report, income tax in your country of residence. In your country of residence, in your country of fiscal residence. Because if you live, at least for France, but even if you live abroad France, but you are still, your revenue are still taxable in French, that's not because you live in another country that you don't have to declare your income in the country where you are fiscally registered. So this is the country where you are registered at tax income, which can be different of your country of living. We are on annuity. These are annuities revenue. So yes, this is not a salary. We are not coming under salary and professional relationship at all. So normally you should have a box in the declaration of your tax report to declare unemployed earnings. And of course, the fiscal rate, we can't give them to you as it depends first of your country of residence, but it also depends of the situation of your family. So usually, for each every country has a website. The administration, the government have a website. In French, this is service public, and usually on the public website of your country, you can find easily the fiscal rate of your country, and for your situation, if you are married, if you have children or not, it depends. Okay, so my presentation was perfectly clear. You understood everything, and now you want to register to our website. So the registration is pretty easy. First, this is a small formula to with your name, your phone, informations like that. And once you complete the first party of the registration, you automatically received an email, and in this email we ask you for the documents we need to validate your account and your identity. So this is an ID card, proof of address, and your personal bank details. The registration is free. Sending the documents and the validation of your account is free. And this is not because you create and validate the account and maybe you start immediately, but maybe you start in 2 months. That's not a problem. Your account is created. It won't disappear, and it won't cost you money. And once you send us your documents and that we approved the documents, we send you the approbation, the approval by email, and we send you in this email the bank details of our company. And when you have our bank details, that means everything is set up from our side, and you can start to use the bank details and thus our services when you want. You can start immediately, and the time between the registration and the validation of the documents is very short. You can validate your account in 1 day if you have the document, ID, proof of address, and your bank details. Okay, so as we said, so to register, how to register, you have the link, of course. You have the link just here. I will also, if you want, put it on the chat. So no minimum amount to transfer, no maximum, no engagement. You can, yes, of course, you can decide. Usually, you declare what you earn, but of course, if you want, for a reason or another, you want to declare a part with us and another part another way, you can do so, of course. And we also said before, you can decide your remuneration with us. You can decide if you want to recover all of your money every month, or if you want less what you earn. Okay, so this is it. This is the end of the presentation.